What kind of impact is the economic crisis having on youth sports? We will look at the impact of today and its future. Hi, I'm Conley of Conley Sports. Subscribe to my channel if you want video breakdowns and information that will help you enhance your game. I was searching the internet the other day and I found this article on Forbes magazine about the impact of the slowdown against youth sports. And it really struck me because I really wanted to see, being in this industry for 20 plus years, this is the first time ever that I've seen this happen. Pretty much everybody, I believe. Youth sports is huge today, bigger than when I was a kid, and it is a machine. They say that the youth sports industry brings in somewhere between $14 and $19 billion a year. I mean, that's an amazing, staggering number. And it seems like it will probably lose about $150 million this summer. And when you take into account tournaments, tournament fees, traveling, club coaches, club team fees, facility usage fees, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. And that's not happening. It's not happening for anybody. So, it's a huge loss for not only the kids and their experience, but also just financially for the world. So you look at those things and you start taking it in, like, how can we bounce back from something like this? It's obviously affected everybody. For me, the biggest thing has been like nothing, right? Like everything was cut off. We can't do anything. And and that first time when Rudy Gobert got sick and he was touching everything and made kind of a mockery of the whole thing, I mean, it shook the industry and it trickled down all the way, right? So, schools shut down. Well, if schools shut down, sports shut down, and sports shut down, everything shuts down. And all of a sudden, people like me who run a club and youth programs for kids and a high school basketball program, we're not getting anything. And so, for me, and for others, that's their livelihood, So the impact is tremendous on a lot of people I know and obviously around the country and world. So, what we're looking at today is a couple of things like, how does it affect me? How is it going to affect me going forward? What can we do in the meantime to keep our focus and allow us to have success, even if it's not the same success we were used to? So, the first thing is for me, losing all the business is terrible. I feel bad because I love impacting kids' lives. And even today, I still try to reach out to our kids every week, find out how they're doing. We do Zoom calls, we do Zoom and live workouts. I want to keep inspiring them and keep them focused on things other than what's going on. And I think that's necessary. It keeps them active too. But the business aspect of it is, everybody's struggling. Like, how many people are going to be willing, when this ends, to come back and give you their money for something that is so hands-on and so physical, and can spread something like this so easily? And I think that's where the caution has to come in. What kind of business adaptations do we have to allow our success? One of those things for me, is it all just small groups and private lessons? Can we even have team practices? And what do team practices look like? Most likely we probably won't do sports in the summer, so we'll have to come into the fall and hopefully we're back in school by then. What is that going to look like for everyone? One thing I can say is that we are adaptable. So for me, being a basketball coach, I go in with a game plan all the time, and that game plan doesn't always work. Somebody's bigger, faster, stronger. Somebody's having a great game. We have to adapt. We have to adapt as basketball players. If we get in foul trouble, we got to play different defense. If we're not making shots, we have to learn to attack the rim. So in a competitive nature and as a population, I think it's something that we will always do. But how do we go about that? And for us, like, if we know that we're going to have to make changes, we know that, how do we prepare at least so when we come back, we're confident and ready for whatever's in front of us as an athlete, as a basketball player, a youth basketball player? How do I make sure that I'm confident and ready if the season does start when it's supposed to in the fall? And the pointers that I'm going to give you are things that I think everybody can accomplish. The first one is just to keep working on your game, right? You can work out every day and you can get better. We don't have the feedback that we usually do. So we don't have our coaches telling us, we don't have our teammates doing it. So it all comes from us. So what we have to do is measure everything we do, whether it's measuring how many dribbles we can do in 30 seconds, whether it's measuring our vertical leap every day to see if we can improve it over a 30-day period, whether it's I'm going to make 50 shots one day and see if I can only miss 10 of them. Then I'm going to see if I can only miss 5 of them. And I'm going to shoot that from mid-range and threes and layups. I'm going to keep track of everything, and I'm going to look at the progress and be able to see it and be able to measure everything. So that's the first thing, measure and keep working out. The second is don't obsess over it, right? We can't just, I'm going to work out every day, 5, 6, 7 hours. You'll burn out, you won't enjoy it, and then all of a sudden, what do you have? So you got to do your workouts, you got to measure them. But you also have to take time outside of that to refresh your body, your brain, rest your body. And you got to make sure that you're expanding your ability to learn things. There's so much you can do reading, which will help your mindset. That's what you want, right? Your mind to be better as well as an athlete. And you can learn to cook, or you can learn music. All these things expand your brain's ability to do things. So keep that in mind as you're progressing. You can't obsess about it. So make sure you're really focused and your time is quality. But then after that, expand your horizons, do other things, and find more fun in life, because we also have that time, which we don't have a lot of. And lastly, make sure that you know your timeline. Everybody has a timeline, whether it's the kid that's a senior this year and unfortunately didn't have a chance to play in the spring, but that senior's got to go to college. So my short timeline's really short. I've got to do everything I can to get ready for college next year, and whatever that means to me. If I'm a junior and I'm trying to get ready to go to college in a year, am I talking to college coaches? Am I preparing? Because right now, everybody's in the same boat, right? Like everybody is going through the same thing. The guy that's the superstar can't play either. He's stuck at home. So can you reach out to all the colleges and make an impact and make a relationship or make multiple relationships to get you on the road to attending college the final year? And if you're a high school basketball player, can you go out? Can you work on your game? Can you talk to your coaches and make sure, what is it going to take for me to make varsity or the freshman team or the JV team? Like, what do I need to do? Are you studying film every day of how you did play and how the players that were on varsity last year played so you can adapt and figure it out? Do you know all the plays? Do you know what the coach's tendencies are? All these things you can be working on in this time right now. And again, if you're a youth player, whether it's going into high school or you're a youth player just trying to get started, like this is your timeline. And so know what it is so you can prepare accordingly and get the things done that you need to. We have this time. We will either waste it and be in the same spot or keep progressing forward and be in a better place. And, this is going to lift at some time. We don't know if it's going to lift tomorrow or the next week. Already that things are starting to move. So take advantage of the time we have and be prepared for when it does open and we do come back. We're all going to be excited and ready to go. The question is, will you be ready? All right? Thanks for watching the video today. I'm Conley with Conley Sports. I love talking to you guys every week. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel so I can give you feedback. This is what I love to do. So look forward to seeing you soon.